If you have spent any amount of time in the outdoors, you have had some kind of weird experience. If you haven't, just wait. You will. I have heard things, seen things, and felt things I can't explain. But the one that sticks out the most was my experience at Wolf Rock. My first strange experience there happened opening morning of turkey season 2 years ago. My brother-in-law and I were stopped on the dirt road above the ridge overlooking Wolf Rock. It was about 30 minutes before daylight when we noticed lights coming from the ridge. They flickered like lanterns and were moving along the ridge toward us, then disappeared and reappeared down toward Wolf Rock. It was like they were on a loop, because when they reached about where Wolf Rock was, they would disappear and start all over again. We left, but curiosity was building inside, and I knew I would be back. I did my research, and came to find out Wolf Rock is an oddity for my area. It's the only cave system in this part of Louisiana. It was used by Native Americans until the early settlers came in, and then it was used by outlaws as a hideout during the late 1800s. I talked to more people about the area and was told not to go there after dark. I was told everything from it's haunted to it's cursed. I wish I would have heeded their warnings. I had made up my mind. I would wait for hunting season to end and then camp out there. The season finally ended, and I had all my gear loaded up and ready to go. And as I turned onto that old dirt road, I had thought to myself about how easy it would be to turn around. But I shook it off. I made camp at the mouth of the cave and admired the beauty of the creek bottom that was before me. As the sun set, I'd all but forgotten the stories I'd heard, overcome by the wonder and beauty of this place. As I sat by the fire, I could swear that out of the corner of my eyes I could see people sitting beside me. But when I would turn, there was nothing there. I chalked it up to the reflection of the fire against the cave. I decided to turn in for the night. It was so peaceful listening to the crickets sing their night song. I couldn't imagine why anyone would think this place was... And then the crickets just stopped. And in between my tent and the dying fire, a silhouette of a figure was standing there. I yelled out from the tent, "Hey, can I help you?" No reply. I yelled again and still no reply. I turned to grab my Smith & Wesson .357 Magnum out of my bag, but when I swung back around, it was gone. Try as I might, I could not go back to sleep. I got out of the tent and stoked the fire. I started to hear sounds again, but I couldn't figure out what they were. But as it drew closer, I could tell it was voices. I looked to where the voices were coming from, and I could see what looked like lanterns headed toward me. My heart was beating out of my chest as they drew closer and closer. And then, just like the silhouette and the lights, they were gone. I went back to the fire, thinking about leaving and coming back in the morning for my stuff. I decided to go get my gun and my bag and head back to the truck. As I was bent over in my tent grabbing my stuff, a shadow cast upon me. I turned, and there was a man wearing buckskins, dark-skinned, and a flint knife in his hand. He hollered and ran toward me. I emptied my revolver into him, but he kept coming. I was frozen in fear as he plunged the knife into my chest. I screamed in pain, and then he was gone. I reached to my chest, but there was nothing, and the pain was gone too. I ran all the way back to the truck and headed home. I have never been back to Wolf Rock, and I don't know how to explain what happened or if any of what I've seen was connected. All I know is there is some strange shit that goes on at that place. And if anyone has any idea about what I've seen, please let me know.